Good morning, children. Welcome to the online class of Social Study, Class 5. We are going to do our Social Study Final Exam Term course. Lesson is Weather and Climate, page number 47. Children, please turn to your books. Weather and Climate. People living in different parts of the world have different lifestyle. They live in different types of houses, eat a variety of food, and wear different kinds of clothes. The differences in lifestyle is due to the different climate condition in various parts of the world. Even in our country, there is a diversity in the lifestyle which is due to different climate condition within the country. Weather and climate. Many times the term weather and climate are used interchangeably, but the fact is that these two are not the same. Weather is the condition of the atmosphere at a given time and place. It may not remain constant for even for a single day. That is why we often describe weather as sunny, warm, cloudy, rainy, or cold. The basic factors that determines weather are temperature of air, precipitation, atmospheric pressure, cloudiness, wind, humidity. Climate. Climate of a place is the average weather condition over a long period of time. Different places in the world experience different types of climate. Some regions are hot and dry. In some area the climate is cold and the land is covered by snow and ice. In some part of the world the climate is neither hot nor cold and there is moderate rainfall. On the basis of climate conditions, we divide the earth into different climate regions. The factors that determines the climate of a place are latitude, altitude, winds, distance from the sea, humidity, ocean currents. Latitude, distance from the equator. Places near the equator are hotter than places far from the equator. Do you know the reason? Look at the figure. It shows that the sun rays are falling vertically over the equator. They are spread over a small area. In the polar region, the sun rays are slanting. They are spread on a large area. Hence, places near the equator receive more heat and are hotter. Depending upon the amount of heat received, there are the three heat zones. Children, there are the three heat zones. The first line is of 0 degree, is the equator. The two tropics, Tropic of Capricorn, Temperate Zone, and these are the two temperate and the frigid zone. The two frigid zone. The frigid zone, children, is at 66 and a half degree north, and this is 90 degree north, and this is 90 degree south. Frigid zone 66 and a half degree, equator is 0 degree, and temperate zone is 23 and a half degree. These are the heat zones of the earth. The torrid zone. Let's study the torrid zone. The torrid zone on both sides of the equator, the region lying between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, is called a torrid zone. This zone gets the direct rays of the sun all the year round. Hence, the climate is hot and humid. The temperate zone. This region is neither hot nor very cold. It lies between the torrid zone and the frigid zone in both the hemisphere. The frigid zone, the region lying between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole and between the Antarctic Circle and South Pole, is called the frigid zone. It receives very slanting rays of the sun and therefore very cold. Altitude or high or height above the sea level. The higher we go, the cooler it becomes. It is because temperature falls with the height gain. It is cold in the high mountains because mountains are located at a high altitude. Ludhiana and Shimla are at the same distance from the equator, but Shimla is cold and Ludhiana is hot in summer. Can you tell the reason? Shimla is located 2150 meters above the sea level, whereas Ludhiana is only 250 meters above the sea level. Winds. Winds affect the climate of the place. They blow too. Winds coming from the hot area increases the temperature of the place. They blow too, while wind coming from the cold area lower the temperature of the place. They blow too. Distance from the sea. Places situated near the coast are neither too hot nor too cold. They have a moderate climate. It is called equable climate. That is the reason for this. This is because of the land and the sea breeze. During day, the sun heats both the land and the sea. Land heats up more quickly than the water. Hence, it is hotter than the sea. As you know, hot air is lighter than the cold air. Therefore, warm air above the land rises. The cool air from the sea comes in to, ta- in to take its place. This is known as sea breeze. It cools the land near the coast. At night, the opposites happen. The land cools down more quickly than the sea. The sea cools down slowly. The air above the sea is warmer and rises. The cooler air from the land blows towards the sea. This is called land breeze. Due to land and sea breeze, the weather near the sea is pleasant. Humidity. The amount of water vapor in the air is called humidity. Humidity affects the climate of a place. The wind blowing from the sea to land brings a lot of moisture with them. They make the climate in the coastal area very humid. Ocean currents. Oceans have warm and cold currents. These currents affect the climate of the coastal area. Warm ocean currents make the coastal area warm, whereas cold ocean currents make the coastal area cool. Eclipse. The word eclipse is derived from the Greek meaning falling to, failing to appear. When the visibility of a celestial body is prevented to or reduced by the passage of a second body, the occurrence is called an eclipse. Lunar eclipse. At the time of full moon, the moon may pass through the long shadow cast by the earth in space. As the moon does not shine by its own light, it is not visible when the source of light is cut off. This causes the eclipse of the moon. If the moon is completely obscured, it is said to be a total eclipse, and if it is obscured partially, it is called partial eclipse. The lunar eclipse can last as long as 3 hours and 40 minutes. Solar eclipse. The new moon day, the moon comes in between the sun and the earth. If their centers are in one line, the moon shadow is cast on the earth. To an observer within the umbra, the disk of the sun will appear completely covered by the disk of the moon. The diameter of the moon is about 3,470 kilometers and that of the sun about 13,084 13 lakh 84,000 kilometers, but From the earth, the moon and the sun appears roughly an equal size. Though the sun is 400 times larger than the moon, it is almost 400 times as far away from us as the moon. Hence, both globes seems to be the same size to an observer on the earth, and the moon exactly cover the sun disk without cutting off from view the brilliant corona radiations around the sun edge. This gives us the total solar eclipse. Only on earth can we witness a total solar eclipse. So children, this ends the lesson here. We'll meet in the next session. Thank you children.